Alright, hello, this is BPEC, and we're going to be doing a couple videos explaining certain maps and how Team Comp works and how you guys should be playing them, also pointing out your mistakes. But first, I thought I'd do an introduction because most of you don't know who I am, and that's totally fine because I never introduced myself. And so, this first, or more so of this video, it's going to be introduction. So if you want to skip towards the end where I start talking about Team Comp, you can do that. Or if you're curious about, my credibility behind Overwatch and like how I came to be where I'm at now, you can listen. You can pull up homework or, do something else while you're listening. That's totally fine too. So, currently I am I would say an advisor towards Long Beach School, the Overwatch team. So if Lita or Neo ever had questions or comments or concerns about the Overwatch teams, they can hit me up and I would help them out, right? Sometimes I would pop in a scrim, maybe just for a little bit, maybe the entire scrim, and I would relay information towards them and what they should be telling you, how to improve. And so sometimes I might not even show up, right? I'm not showing up for scrims because I got other things to do, and that's totally fine. And just because I'm not there though doesn't mean like I'm not aware of what's going on, right? Because Lita and Neil would stream, and so I can watch from their perspective, like a bird's eye view, and I can distinguish like what's going on and like what the problems are, and I can always just relay the information towards them, towards Lita and Neil, to tell you guys, right? So, first I ended up joining the Overwatch team probably like my sophomore year as a main support player and shot caller. And I ended up becoming team captain because the team disbanded very shortly after. And so I got the team up. And so I ended up doing a lot of research in the Overwatch competitive scene, which wasn't much actually because Overwatch was relatively new and people were still like finalizing the tournaments and adjusting. And I also looked into the competitive scene in Korea. So with this knowledge, I ended up incorporating it into my gameplay, and I had this mentality that I didn't care if I won or lost. I just wanted to make sure that the things that I learned from watching and analyzing and like critically thinking about was into my gameplay consistently. So then, before I knew it, I ended up being top 500 with a PKSR of 4470 and being top 169. And so I wanted to help my team out, so I ended up buying a new account, playing DPS only, and got that account to 4300 plus only, 4300 plus. And so then I also got another account and I played tank, and I got that account to 4300 plus. So with that information, I was able to give reliable information towards my team that needed help. And so I did individual VOD reviews for them as well, incorporate a lot of time and efforts into getting them where I would like them to be. And so we ended up doing really well. I would say we'd be scrimming 4.3, 4.4 consistently. We won LAN tournaments, we won online tournaments, we went to Open Division playoffs a few times, we got to quarterfinals in TESPA, which I think was like a pretty big thing back then because TESPA didn't divide the schools. I think they do it based on region now. So like there's just a long list of schools, and getting towards the quarterfinals is like I think it's a really big thing. We beat Toronto Esports, which was like a really big school, and I think that was like a not big school, sorry, like a really good school in terms of Overwatch. So I also did VOD reviews as well as coaching for the previous Team B. I did individual VOD reviews for other people as well. Like there was this one guy that was a Hearthstone Masters player at 3700, and after one session, he got to GM, and now he's just like a consistent top 500 player. I take credibility for that. So I also ended up joining another Overwatch team because I stepped down from the Overwatch team at school, and a couple members as well. And so with this new team, I ended up probably doing it for like a year or so. Yeah, we're currently disbanded because of how bad the meta is. You know, some people are joining another team, some did a coaching, but we're all waiting for the meta to get better so that we can form this team again and start playing together again. Which isn't guaranteed with this upcoming patch, but we're really hoping it is. Well, I'm hoping it is because I kind of do want to play again and make the commitment for them. So when I was on the Overwatch team, I ended up, I started off with playing main support, and then I ended up playing DPS, and then I ended up playing tank because the tank player was not improving. It was lacking a lot of skill and effort, so I ended up just benching him, and he eventually just left the team, which, totally fine. I don't care. I picked up another player, totally fine. Did way better without him. So, and so, right. So now I do this advising for Long Beach, and I also I do individual coaching for the Overwatch team in Illinois. Because I say individual coaching because I like to see from the person's perspective on what they decide to do with the information that they see, and then I want to alter what they want to do and like thinking about into what I want for them to do, and how I would do it in their situation. Just because I strongly think that whatever I do or like think about is right about like 99% of the time, and if it ended up being a mistake, then I would always go back and like think about it and see, is this the right thing to do, and start thinking about from there. But it sounds very egotistical, but like that's just how it is for me. And I usually am right. The only way I would think differently was if like it was a really high SR like 4.5, I would analyze a bit more. But anyways, there's that. And so during my time at Long Beach, when I was playing tank, I got some VOD reviews from Wiz, so I probably, well, as well as DPS as well. So but all in all, I just have all this good background information on Overwatch, and so I hope you guys believe on the things that I tell you guys, because it would help you guys improve. If you don't care, if you want to just ignore whatever I say, fine by me. But if there are people that do care and they watch these videos, and if you're the only one that doesn't watch, then you're the one that's lacking, right? So it'll be very apparent if you haven't watched the video. Okay, so I try to make that very brief, and so if you have more questions about my background in Overwatch, you can just hit me up. I'm totally open about it. And so I'm gonna start talking about just like this idea and being very general about team comp and stuff like that. So whatever you're doing, try to pay attention more if you haven't already. And so I just want to talk about meta. And so, right, the current meta is Orisa, Sig, Doom, Reaper, Lucio, Moira. And you can think of it as like a food chain. They're at the top of the food chain, right? Because they're just so busted, right? And so the team comp underneath them, right? The layer underneath them would be swapping out the Doomfist for a Mei, right? And playing with that. You can also do another team comp where you swap out the Doomfist for a Pharmacy and swapping out the Lucio. The only comp that would beat meta, depending on the maps as well, would be a Bastion comp. It would be Orisa, Sig, Bastion, Bab, Mercy, and then a Mei, right? Of course, this team comp is only reliable in certain maps and as well as certain points, so it's not, I wouldn't say it's meta just because like it's very situational, okay? And so any other comp besides the comps that I mentioned, just they suck. They really do, right? Um, Thinking comps such as like running dive with ball monkey, it's shit, dude. It really is. Meta destroys them about 99% of the time. They should destroy them. And so if you guys are struggling, then right, it's more about what how you guys are playing the meta and not like how dive meta is like better. So there's that. And so I probably I'm probably going to be emphasizing uh, just the team comps that I mentioned. Probably more emphasis on the current meta. I would like you guys to just practice the meta more. I know you guys don't want to like play the same 6 heroes over and over again, but right, like that's just how meta is, okay? And it would be appreciative if you guys just did that. Uh, I know there's probably like two weeks I'd say until the patch hits, 2 weeks or maybe a 1 week, but until then just practice meta. Don't branch off into this other stuff. And so when I gain reliable information and do my research on how the meta is after the patch, I'll let you guys know. I'll probably do another videos to explain, and then we can just go from there. But in regards to playing the 6 heroes over and over again, like just you just gotta do it. I know you guys want to have fun, but like to me, being on the Overwatch team, it playing the game wasn't fun for me. And I'm not saying that was a bad thing, but it's just because I really wanted for myself to improve and for the team to improve. So I would feel a lot of frustrated if we weren't winning matches, scrims, and stuff like that. I would also like be very frustrated if we even won, right? Because I know there's gonna be mistakes, and I really want to figure out these mistakes, and so like it was very frustrating for me. But I did enjoy playing on the Overwatch team, so having fun is okay, but don't get sidetracked that you want to prioritize having fun over wanting to improve. If you want to have that way around, that's okay, but just make sure that if other people around you are wanting to improve more than having fun, just make sure that you're trying to match them as well. Okay. So I think that's it for this video. Yeah. So I'm gonna start this next video.